Hello and welcome to 1909 Games. So, is it worth to make art? If you enjoy it, yes. Okay, enjoying making art is enough of a reason to make art. But let's go a little bit deeper into the topic. But at first, what you see in the background right here is just a speed painting I did. Normally this is a Udemy course, so this sword and an axe, how to create it, is a Udemy course that I made. I've linked it in the description, of course, if you want to check it out. It's in the description for the next few days for $9.99, so it's pretty cheap, just if you want to check it out. But now let's get started. So at first, why is it worth it? If you enjoy it, it doesn't cost any money. I mean, a little bit of paper, a little bit of pencils, maybe a sharpener, and maybe an eraser. But you don't even need the eraser. You just can start. Really everybody can start making art. And art is not just related to drawing. I mean, there are so many possibilities in making art. I mean, you can place stones on top of each other and enjoy it and make some, creative things out of it. And, this is basically art. You can draw something into the sand and make a photo. There are so many possibilities. You can work with so many materials. So art is not just related to drawing. But let's keep it with drawing for now. So, the one thing that got really easy is you don't need to pay a lot of money to get great resources about art. I mean, you can, on YouTube there are so many tutorials. There are so many tutorials on Udemy about how to make art and Skillshare, and there are so many possibilities that are really affordable. Some are 100% free, some cost a little bit, and some are pretty expensive, but in most cases they are pretty good, I guess. I mean, I didn't take a $2,000 course so far, so I cannot really tell you if it's good. But you don't have to go to university to, study art or something. I studied design here in Germany, so I studied product design. So it's a little bit of a different, thing. But we learned some really basic knowledge, or not basic. To be honest, it was pretty in depth design principles that then can get translated to art. But you have to maybe have a little bit of a different mind. So from going from product design to what I do now, like game art, basically, this is a pretty big step. So you have to, of course, learn a lot more but there are so many possibilities out there. There are so many resources. There are books, videos, blogs. There's so much that you can learn from that is not 100% free, but you can get it for 100% free, but also for just a little bit of money. So that's the first point that I think why it is worth really making art. And the second point is, these days you can share your art so easily. Back in the days without internet, you maybe have drawn a picture and nobody will ever see it, but now you can post it. You can get somebody telling you why your artwork is not that good, or maybe why it is perfect, or maybe just getting an opinion about your art. And that's a lot, that's really can mean a lot if you get some positive feedback. But you also will always get some negative feedback. If you are doing something everybody enjoys, then maybe not, but that's not often the case. So there are a lot of people who just want to hate for the purpose of hating. So this is a really big problem, because I think that can really hurt. And I know you should, if you want to make it for a job, if you want to make it for a living, you should not ignore these, because maybe there's a good advice with the critique, but you should, you should not go too deep in this, because it could really hurt. And if you have this every day, then that's not that's just not healthy. But it's good to get good critique, and that is one point. So you can share it, get critique, you can get a good feeling, and so on. So that's really, really a nice thing, and you can show it to your family. And to be honest, they will always say that that's great what you're doing, because they like you, probably. But on the other hand, art is nothing yet that you can learn within minutes. I mean, you have to put in a lot of time, and you should keep that in mind, that you not will be able to learn this craft within a few minutes, within a few hours, within your life. That sounds hard, right? But you will always learn more. At the end of your life, if you just draw, if this is everything you do the whole day, there's another technique you can learn. So what I want to tell you is that you really will never learn everything about it. So there's all the time something to learn. This can be positive, this can be negative. I mean, the positive thing is about if you want to learn something, and I think humanity is like, we as humans want to learn something. So we can always learn something new if we make art. So this is a really positive point here. And the negative point about it is you will never be 100%, you will never know 100% everything about it. But I think it's okay. But for some people that might be hard. Yeah. And one thing why I think it is worth as well is you can do it a little bit like as journaling. So you can, you have it, everything that you have in mind. If you have the skills for it, you can draw it. So you can bring your mind to life. You can bring your mind to, to the internet, to social media, and you can, your thoughts, everything. And that's a really great thing. You don't have to write it down. Instead, you can draw it if you like to. Everything that is in your head, you can bring out to the world. And that is something that I really enjoy when I make art. If I think about something and I just draw it, or, just draw it, then I just can bring it out to the humanity. Maybe they don't like it, then it hurts. But in a lot of cases, it's like, oh, that's cool. And to know that what is in my head, somebody thinks it's cool, that's a really good feeling. So it makes you feel pretty good in most of the times. And the other thing is that even if you have just little skills, a lot of people are not as good as you, because there are a lot of people out there, they have never drawn really, so they have never done a painting. And if you have done 2 paintings, you're probably better than them. And that sounds like, I don't want to say, or I don't want to tell you that you should feel better than somebody else. But what I think is that you can feel like, man, I've learned something. I've learned that. And I earned myself a good feeling with that. So even if you are just with the little skills, you are better than a lot of people. If you can draw a straight line, which is not that easy, sounds easy, but a really straight line, that's a skill I think just a few % of humanity have. So just think about it and just tell yourself, man, I'm good as I am. And yes, I don't know everything, but that's just fine. Don't set too much pressure on yourself, sorry, because that doesn't make sense. Just feel comfortable with what you do. And see, there is not just work if you want to make it as a job for people who can make realistic renderings, who are masters at realistic pencil paintings or realistic oil paintings. Now, even with more like a comic kind of style, why not? That you can make a living with that. So even with something that is not that complicated, which I'm 100% sure, if you really, really, really want it, you can learn it. And that's why I think it's a good thing to start making art. You can do it. There's always a possibility. So at the end, I just want to say, yes, it is worth learning art. And I mean, for sure, that was the answer. I mean, I do it for a living. If I don't want to do it, or if I think it wouldn't be worth it, I wouldn't do it. So of course the answer is yes. And just a quick reminder, I have a new Udemy course on how to draw this sword and axe. It would help the channel a lot. I also have a pixel art course and also 2 pixel art courses. I will link them all in the description. You will get a discount for the next days if you use this link. That would help the channel a lot. And please like and share the video. Please leave a subscription. And I would like to know, because this channel was like from making games up to making art. I think about splitting it, and I would love to hear your opinion about that. So if you have the time, please leave me a comment about if you think I should split it, or I will keep it like this, or should keep it like this, because I want to go back into making games with Unity and Bolt again, because this videos, to be honest, got just a lot of views for this channel, and I want to make something people enjoy. And if I see there are a lot of views and a lot of likes, then of course I think they enjoy it. So that's my response to you, that I really want to make content that you enjoy. So please leave me a comment and tell me what's your opinion about that. Okay, I'll see you next time. Bye.